This is like a private coaching session with all of you.
Yeah.
So this is really let's not take it off mute. I mean, if you've got it on mute because there's background noise, keep it on mute. But let's stay it off, because I don't mind if, when there's such a small group of us, for people to interject and ask questions. And I find it more personal. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a blank screen when I don't have any interaction. So do you mind if we just stay like a little family?
Oh, that's great.
Yep. Cool. All right. So this is what is going to be happening from now on. So Ruth and Noreen have made a really lovely friendship. And Noreen is one of my old friends from high school. We knew each other in our early teens, had 20 years apart, just because that was life. And we came back together through our health journeys and stories. And we have obviously formulated a relationship in business. And Ruth and Noreen are very close. And I said to Noreen, Noreen asked me, and we discussed it, that we were happy for us to collaborate, and I'm happy to coach Ruth's team also. I think it's probably a good thing because it's nice to have more than one coach anyway. So Ruth is going to help facilitate trainings with Noreen, and we're going to collaborate a little bit more so you can, keep up to speed with what's happening. I mean, there are, if you know anything about Australia, there is two very big teams. One team is the WA team and the other team is the Queensland team. And so we do things slightly differently, but we have exactly the same methodology and duplication. So we want to make sure that you guys also get that same training so you can build your empire, your team, your community and your friendship and your family in the same way and have the same success. Does that sound okay? Yeah. Cool. Okay, so why are we doing this business?
We can't see your face now. You know that, don't you?
You can't see my face?
No, we can see your screen.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
No.
You want to see my face?
See your beautiful face. It's not the same.
Inside.
Show thumbnail video. What's that one? Show. Well, we can stop the share.
Yeah, that's better.
I can just see down the side my little slides and notes and things. All right, so why are we doing this business? Most people have no idea why they're doing the business when they start. Usually there are multiple minor reasons why we start. First of all, we love the product. Secondly, we have a product experience and we want to share that with people. It's a pretty good reason to join the business. Sometimes people want money. That's a pretty good reason to join the business too. Some people like the community and the friendships. It just fills their heart. They just want to be around these incredible people. And that's a pretty good reason to join the business as well. But it's not sustainable. If that's the only reasons that you're joining the business, it's not sustainable. You know, why I joined the business, when I get down to it and I get really close to the truth of it, is that I want to leave a legacy for my children. I want to hold a special place in life where I am acknowledged, respected, loved, supported. I want to be aligned with a company that I agree with, all their ethics, their morals, their standards, their prescriptions. I want to be around some great leaders. So for me, travel, personal development and education are my top three values. So this company fits that model for me. But your three values can fit into the model, or you can fit, or vice versa. It can be the other way around. You can fit your model, you can fit your values into the Juice Plus business, or the Juice Plus business can fit into your values. So we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to show you how to link it, because when you link your values to the Juice Plus business, you're going to have a very, very, very big reason to do it. So if your only reason to do the business was money, how successful do you think you'd be long term?
Not very.
So what happens if it was like, I love the product, I just love the product, I just want to share the product? How successful do you think you'd be if you just loved the product and that was your only value around the business?
Not long term.
Yeah, you can share the product forever if you want, but you can have a lot of customers. So, you need to have more than just the simple things. It needs to be a lot bigger and bigger than you. So, okay, let's talk about what a value is. A value is a belief that you have. And everyone's beliefs are totally different, because as we grow as children, we formulate our own beliefs. A value is something tangible as well, something that we value. Now, if I value a sports car, and somebody else doesn't value cars at all, that doesn't make me someone that isn't aligned with, certain things. So if I love Porsches and I want a $300,000 Porsche, the reason why I want the $300,000 Porsche is not because I am egotistical and I need that car. It's because it gives me a feeling, right? If I don't want an expensive car and I want to drive around in a little bomb, it gives me a feeling like I'm not wasting money on cars. My value isn't in a big ticket item like that. But my big ticket item might be that I love travel, and I spend like $100,000 a year on travel, and over 5 years I spend like $500,000 on travel, right? So when you have a value, it gives you a feeling. So every value gives you a feeling. So my value, travel, gives me an incredible feeling of, what do you think that might be?
Freedom.
Okay, education. What value do you think that gives me? What feeling do you think education gives me?
Wealth.
Knowledge. Power.
Fulfillment.
Really? Okay, for me it's freedom. When I have knowledge, I have power, I have freedom. Okay, and then personal development. What sort of feeling do you think I get when I do personal development?
Freedom.
Power.
North, you're amazing. So the thing is, my key word is freedom. That's who I am. That's what I'm trying to embody. And ever since I was a little girl, when I was stuck at school, I hated it. I couldn't wait to get out of school. I never wanted to be locked into university. I wanted to do a 1-year TAFE course so I could get out as quick as I could to have the freedom to travel. I've traveled from the age of 17 to 26 and from the age of 29 to 41. The only time I've ever been stable was 3 years in between, and I didn't like it. So for me, my word is freedom. So what does Juice Plus the business give me? Freedom.
Yeah.
Financial freedom, travel freedom, friendship freedom. It gives me personal development freedom. It gives me education freedom. I get all of that in the form of freedom. So what we're going to do is find out what your word is today. And when you know what your word is, then we can actually do a dream board around that word. What are the things that give you that sense of peace? Your word might be peace. Your word could be joy. Your word could be grace. Your word could be freedom. They're the top 4 words that people actually want out of life.
What were they again? Sorry, Nat. Joy, grace, peace, and
joy, freedom.
Do.
Yeah. So when you think about those words, a lot of people know what they are already. They're like, it's peace, because I'm always stressed out. I just want peace. And then some people it's freedom because they just want to be a free spirit. And some people it's joy. They just want to feel joy in their heart because they haven't had much joy in their life. And some people want grace, which is a higher level type of feeling, which is once you have pure gratitude and understand all the blessings in your life and you're completely comfortable with everything that you have and you've gone past joy, gone past peace, gone past freedom, then you have grace. That's a very special type of person that wants grace. See, I'm still a child. I just want So, all right, just quickly. Hold on. I'm just going to quickly talk about this. You're not going to see me for a second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Values are beliefs, but they are beliefs tied inextricably to emotion, not objective or cold ideas. So they're your beliefs and they're tied to emotion, like freedom, like peace, like joy. Okay, values are a motivational construct. Okay, they refer to the desirable goals people strive to attain. So your values will help you strive for your goals. Okay, if you can attach your value to a goal, then you'll be successful, like the Juice Plus business. Okay, values transcend specific actions and situations. They are abstract. That the abstract nature of values distinguishes them from concepts like norms and attitudes, which usually refer to specific actions, objects, and situations. So basically what this is saying is that each and every one of us have a unique blueprint, and our values will transcend specific actions and situations for us personally. Values guide the selection or evaluation of actions, policies, peoples, and events. That is, values serve as a standard or criteria. So some people will become policemen or work for the government because their set of values is around hierarchical systems. And some people will have a mother like mine who travelled the world, who's a free spirit, who's creative and who's artistic. So my set of values will be around travel and freedom and creativity, right? So values are also ordered by importance relative to one another. So we'll have a hierarchical system of values. And our highest value versus our lowest value will define our personal blueprint of who we are. And every single one of us has a different set of values. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot of words. It's very wordy. So basically, value is something tangible. It's something physical. It's not an emotion, so it's not love, it's not peace, it's not serenity, it's not compassion. A value is, I like sports cars. I like nature walks. I like family time. I like coffees. I like beautiful lingerie. I like beach time. So what you need to do over the next 7 minutes, and I'm going to go quiet for 7 minutes, is write down as fast as you can without thinking, and do not get caught up in your head, but just sit in your heart space and write down every single thing that lights you up. All the things that you love doing, and write it as fast as you can. Type it, write it, whatever you do. Over the next 7 minutes, we need to get this part of the exercise done as fast as possible, because what flows out of you will be your top value. Okay, so I'll give you some examples. I love having my hair done, my makeup done. I like being pampered. I like massages. I like nature walks, but I love the beach more. I love the froth on my coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I like cats. I like growing my own fruit and veg. I like being creative. I like painting, drawing, so that's how you're going to do it, okay? And this is really helpful, because this is going to tell me and tell your leaders and your upline leaders exactly what you need to do in this business to be successful. So even though it feels very big right now, we're going to sharpen it, and then we're going to have some answers around who you are as a person. So 7 minutes, off you go.
Can you be quiet for 7 minutes, Nat?
I'm going to go away for 7 minutes.
Is that I see what you're doing there.
Okay, how are we going?
Good.
Okay. Who's got 10 on their page?
Oh, yep.
Who's got 20? Who's got more than 30?
Oh, yep.
Okay. Let's do 2 more minutes and let's just razz it up. Okay, think about all the things that light you up. And it can be, you know, come on, boys, you know what lights you up.
Oh, I forgot to put that one on my list. It's on there now.
Like even simple things. This morning when I was training, it rained and it just pushed a beautiful breeze through the door, and I was just so grateful for that breeze. I was like, I love the breeze. Hot day. Simple stuff. Troy, you're thinking too hard. Okay, all right. So if you have a look at your piece of paper, you'll have things that actually make you really happy. Now, if you did all of those every day, it would be near on impossible. Okay, it's impossible to live in lots of multiple values, but it is possible to live in 5 to 6 values a day if you're really trying hard. But when you live in your top 3 values, that's when you will find that your life is, this is when you'll find you're in flow more than ever before. So when you have a look at that list, can you see categories happening? So say you might have a category like hair, nails, makeup, facials, massages. That could be a category of self-care. You might have food, cooking, dinner parties. That might be a category of whole food, okay? Or it might be cooking. Could be cooking, could be whole food, education. It really is up to you. It could be wellness. It could be well-being, whatever it is for you. You'll have something like meditation, yoga, breath work. That could be spirituality, if that's what you define as spirituality. Otherwise, it could be yoga, it could be movement. Ruth, you might have running, walking, jumping, personal training. It could be movement for you. Or it could be health and well-being. Make sure the categories are quite big. You don't want to have categories like health and fitness. There's two. It's either one. It's like, let's put it together. If it's health and fitness, let's put it together, you know, as a category. You could have a category like family. You put time with my husband, children, love my aunties, love my mom, you know, family time or family. But then you've got to be quite careful, because some of us feel like we have to write that down, that it's important. Sometimes it's not as important as other things. So be honest with yourself. And sometimes it could be friendship. It could be family and friends as a category, or it could be friends or relationships could be the word. So write down your top 5 or 6 groups. So go down the list from the top to the bottom and just circle what you think they are and sort of categorize them. You can probably go, oh, that's all in nature. Nature could be one of your categories. If you say beach and running through the bush, nature could be a category. Education could be a category. Travel could be a category. Personal development could be a category. Spirituality could be a category. So if you can quickly do that as fast as you can, don't think too hard. Just go from the top of the list to the bottom of the list, and whatever comes up in order. It could be creativity as a category, or it could be art as a category. Is there anybody on the call who jumped on late who's a bit lost?
Yeah, there's Louise and Sarah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lost, but I'll catch up.
Okay, Louise, Sarah, all we're doing is writing down 100 things that we love, we can't live without, right? So you're writing down getting a hair done, nails done. I love sport. I love running. I love walking. I love the froth on my coffee. I love my friendships. I love my family. I love my dog. I love exercise. Writing down all the things that you can't live without. Now, I'm not talking about emotions. I'm not talking about love, peace, gratitude. I'm not talking about compassion. I'm not talking about emotions. We're talking about tangible things I love. Like I love my white coffee cup. I love it because it's big and it's just that perfect size for my hand. Like write down the sillier things. I like the breeze. I like the breeze on a hot summer's day. I like the feeling of the ocean under my feet. You know, whatever it is, but write down 100 things that you love. If you can't get to 100, 40 or 50 is fine. So, Noz, have you done your categories?
Yeah, I've written down quite a lot.
Okay, hit me with your top 6 categories.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, food, environment and nature, all in one. Spirituality, health, family, and me time.
So hang on a minute. Is me time and spirituality the same thing for you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So put spirituality, because when you do your spiritual stuff, you are yourself. You are complete.
Yeah.
And environment and nature. Is it environment or is it nature?
It's nature.
Yeah. Okay. The environment can come in the nature category. So you can, like, your nature can be like branch. You remember, you're just trying to get a subcategory, a title for the category. Okay, Ruth?
I had travel was right at the top. Self-care, family, health and well-being, and nature.
Good. Oh, I like that.
I think personal development actually as well in there.
Okay, that's 6. Good. Troy?
Yeah.
I've got family and friends, personal development, health and well-being, art/media, so movies, music, that kind of thing, food, and spirituality.
Yeah, beautiful. So the arts, are you saying?
Yeah, just like it's broad, so it could be anything from reading a magazine to book. That's why I sort of went / media. This includes, going to a movie. I like going to a movie, watching, some sort of TV series, documentaries, music, all kinds of music, etc. Things like that.
So music, arts and entertainment type of
Yeah.
category.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But you could live without that, couldn't you?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely.
All right, just keep it on the bottom of the list. Anybody else want to give me theirs?
I've got wellness and I've put health and well-being in there. Spirituality and environment. Because I know very strongly that if my environment that I'm living in is not right, everything else falls over. My
Yes.
wellness, my spirituality. So probably for me, environment would have to be my number one.
And I'm wondering if, because you just linked it to your spirituality, I'm wondering if spirituality is the category and your environment comes underneath that.
Yeah, yeah.
So spirituality, I think the other category that you've got there is health and well-being or wellness. Put them as one, because health and well-being and wellness is the same thing.
Yep.
And do you have any other categories other than those two?
Not really. They're the two that came out strongest for me.
Okay, please go down your list of things you love.
Right. Running, fitness, exercise, beach, sea, bush, mountains, massage, facial, pedicure, that's my top one.
Okay, nature and self-care. Nature is one category for you and self-care is another category for you.
Yep. Yeah, I had put self-care under there, but then I'd tied it in with the wellness.
Self-care and wellness can be very different, right? I'll tell you why. Self-care is really the things you do for yourself to care for yourself as a ritual every day.
Yeah.
So it's the girly things that we do or the boy things we do, like, the boys will do their aftershave, they'll have their facials, they might get their hair cut, things like that might be important to them. It just makes them feel like a man, makes them feel sexy. As a woman, it's nails, hair, massages, things like that. But when it's health and well-being for you, you've already stated as one of your top things you love is running. So you love, for you, health and well-being and self-care are two totally separate entities for you.
Yes, they are. But I know that if I don't self-care, I won't be well enough to do the running that keeps me well, to do the exercise that keeps me well, that keeps me able to self-care.
Yeah, that's why they're separate, because you need to do self-care before you can do wellness.
Yes.
Yeah, so totally right. So if I wake up every day and I have a McDonald's cheeseburger and I don't care about myself at all, there's no way I can be bothered looking after myself in a wellness capacity. I can't be bothered doing anything. My brain is tight. So I wake up every morning, have my 1 litre of water, take my Juice Plus, do my breathing, go to the beach, go for my walk, my swim, come home, make breakfast, take my son to school, then go to the gym. My self-care stops at 9:30. From 9:30 to 11:30, I have a totally different ritual. From 11:30 to 3 o'clock, I have a work ritual. Right? I stay in my value set and then I always am successful. Right? Yeah. You know our grandmas, how they ate the same food every day, they had the same ritual every day, and they died around 90, 95, 96, 97 years old, because their rituals were the same every day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everyone should have between 4 and 6 categories from all the things they've listed down. They've noticed they've got, nature and beach walks, which is nature, or they might have, coffee catch-ups and dinner parties, which is relationships or friendships or family. So when you've got those categories, if you live in those categories every single day and every single week, you'll be happy. If you live outside of them and you give up your values, which is what women do when they get into a relationship and have children, they give up their values. One of the first things that happen when women give up their values is they get postnatal depression. When men give up their values and they don't feel valued in the relationship, they have affairs. So the thing is, when we feed in a relationship, when we feed each other's values, I say, what's important to my husband, and I let him do those things, he feels whole and complete. When he lets me do the things I love, I feel whole and complete. So therefore, you have two whole and complete beings coming together, making the infinity symbol. Because you have the connection between understanding and accepting each other unconditionally. It's the same for you individually. So what you need to do is really understand that if you do not honour what you value every single day, you will lose who you are. I value travel, education and personal development. Every day I listen to a podcast of personal development, from Eric Worre to Shakti Gawan to Oprah Winfrey to Ellen DeGeneres. You know, I will always educate myself. At the moment I'm studying Dr. Bruce Lipton. I'm doing Psych K. I'm learning how my perception of the environment is what makes me healthy, not my genetic coding. So I'm always studying and always learning. Well, when I do those two things, I feel so good as a person. Now, I can't travel every day, but what I do is I plan travel on my calendar every day. So I go, where am I going to go in the world? What teams am I going to go and meet? I'm going to Broome. I'm going to New Zealand. I'm going to Phoenix. I'm going to Melbourne. These are the things on my dream board. So I always have that vision and that picture. Now, when I do those 1, 2, 3 things every day, I feel whole and complete. I don't need to fill any gaps or any void with my life with other things like drugs, alcohol, sex, infidelities. You know, we do those things when we feel empty. When we live in our value set and we feel complete, we actually thrive. When we live in our value set and we are complete, we flow like water. Everything flows. Like water does not flow over a mountain or over a rock. It flows down the mountain, around the rocks, right? So when you live in your value set, everything flows to you. I live in my values. I travel. I met a customer on the plane. I met a customer on the return flight home, a German man who lives in Perth, him and his wife would like to meet up with me. I met multiple people at the hotel swimming around the pool. They were asking me what I was doing there with my son by myself. I told them about my business and how I can do business from anywhere in the world. I was in flow. I made 7 customers in 3 weeks on holidays.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the difference, right? When you live in your values and you're happy, you attract amazing people in your life. If say, look, just between us, okay, small group, so I can say this. I don't like small children. Like I just don't understand them, right? So if I went into a daycare centre and started pitching business to a daycare centre and all the kids are going crazy and screaming around me, I can't sell anything to anyone. I can't even be compassionate. So I can't sell any Juice Plus because I'm not living in my values. I'm like, I am pushing shit uphill. Don't sell to daycare centres if you don't like children. But if you love people, and you know that you love adults and you love intelligent conversation and you love marketing and you like events and you like personal development, go and do workshops, free workshops, meet people, meet like-minded people, live in your values, learn something for yourself. And then when you have conversations, they'll say, what do you do? And you can tell them.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, Helen, you love running, yeah?
Yep.
I mean, why not set up a running club for women in your age group and empower them through Juice Plus? Or why not join a running club where you get to meet other like-minded people that love running too? And when you're in your highest value of being out in nature and running and exercising and giving yourself love, you're going to attract a really special type of person into your energy field.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at our list of 6, right? And what I want you to do is choose 3 that you can have forever, and every day you live in those 3, but I want you to abolish the rest and you can't have them ever again.
It's so hard.
Never, like, you have to pretend, you have to say to yourself, if I don't have these 3, I will die. But if I give up these, I will survive. Okay, if I give up that one, if I give up the arts and entertainment and media, Troy, I will survive, but I can't give up personal development and the well-being. You know, this is the hardest part about the exercise. This will define your perfect day. It'll help you stay in flow every single day. I'll tell you a story very quickly, 2 minutes. So when I first did this exercise, I had to give up 3 of my values. One of the values that I gave up was food. I'm a food coach. The other one I gave up was family, because I knew that through personal development, education and travel, I could feel free, freer than just eating a green smoothie. Right? I also knew that if my mum, dad, brother and my son passed away, I would survive. But if you took away my freedom to travel, to educate, to write books, to read and to learn about helping people and personal development and not able to leave a legacy in my business, I would not survive. And it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, to admit that family was number 4, not number 1, 2 or 3. But guess what happened in that moment? I had my biggest breakthrough ever in personal development, in 14 years of personal development. And once I gave that away, I felt really free, because I had been placing so much value on being a perfect mother that I wasn't a perfect mother. I put so much pressure on myself. I was a terrible mum at that time. And Taj said to me, "Mum, I know you're not happy." Now, the minute I understood that family wasn't on my top 3 list, and I forgave myself and said, well, you know what, I'd rather be happy. Taj came to me and said, "Mum," this was a few weeks after, "Mum, I know you're really happy now." And I said, "I am really happy, mate, because Mummy knows who she is. Mummy loves her Juice Plus business. Mummy loves traveling. Mummy loves educating people, and Mummy loves learning things that are going to help you and me." And he goes, "I know, Mummy." So when I live in my values, I give him permission to live in his. When I live in my values, I give him permission to be happy. Now, guess what happens when I don't live in my values and I give them up for him? He becomes a people pleaser, because all he's trying to do is get Mummy's happy. And that's exactly what was happening. In our little dynamic, Taj was a little people pleaser. And it was to the point where he'd dob all the time, or he'd be like always anxious around me. And now, so we went to Bali and he had all this freedom. He had all this freedom. Mum's happy, she's by the pool, she's doing the walk. He was over here doing this, I was doing that. He was happy, I was happy. It was the best 3 weeks I've ever had in my entire life with my son. He let me work. This is the first time ever he's let me work. So every morning between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. I worked, and every morning he did not interrupt me once. But when I wasn't happy and I was trying to be a good mother, but I was on the phone for my Juice Plus business, he'd yell and scream into the phone while I was talking. So it's a really big difference when you know who you are and you live in your value set and you're happy. You give everybody around you permission to be happy. Now, when you look at yoga, yoga teaches you that when you are healthy and you focus on your breath and you heal yourself, you heal the planet. And that's the purpose of life, is to heal your own heart and get happy within yourself and live in your purpose and live on purpose in your passion, and then everybody around you wants to be around you. Now you have to be responsible for the energy that you bring into the room. Do you understand that statement? You have to be responsible for the energy you bring into the room. Life is about healing you. So when you step into the space, you are the best version of yourself to give others permission to shine. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Troy?
Yep.
Right, so, Troy, what's your top 3?
Well, I'm sort of questioning mine now, even though it's a bit dodgy that my mum's on the call as well.
It's all right. I've already scrubbed you off my list.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So I've actually changed mine. I had mine as family and friends, but I've changed it now to relationships because it should be broader than that.
Yeah.
So I've got relationships, personal development, and health and well-being.
Okay. So, Troy, we don't even need to link that to the Juice Plus business, because the Juice Plus business is a relationship business. It's all about personal development. It's all about health and well-being. So if you're not NMD by the end of this year and 24 Club by the end of this year,
Yes.
I'll have to fly over there and give you a kick, swift kick up the bum.
Okay.
Loving that.
Next week's calls on the daily method of operation. Do you see his values sit so high in the Juice Plus? The Juice Plus business is a model for you. It's brilliant. You know, the business was made for you.
Perfect.
God put you in it and said, here you go, here's a model for you, and you should be just sharing Juice Plus, that product, with every single person that you know. Just get over yourself and get into those values and live in them every day. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Sandy, do you want to retaliate?
Me. Well, I have some confusion about the getting my things into the groups, but so I have my number 1 is self-care, which I know it sounds a bit, well, I think it sounds a bit narcissistic, but if I don't do those things, then I'm just miserable to be around. So so I had self-care as number 1, spirituality as number 2, but I'm a bit confused because I love running, and that's the first thing I do in the morning, and currently got a little injury and I can't run, so it's causing me lots of grief. So maybe running has to come first.
Have we lost Nat?
Oh,
Just hold that thought, Sandy. We've just lost Nat.
Okay.
oh yeah. You have to.
I put her off.
She might have gone travelling.
Yeah. She thought I was sounding like a young child.
There she is.
Oh yeah.
Why she come back?
You back on, Nettie?
Okay, you got me?
Oh yeah, you dropped out.
Yes, I know. Must be the ocean. Okay, so Sandy, self-care is not narcissistic. If you're not narcissistic and you don't own your own narcissism, you will not survive in life.
Okay.
I am 100% narcissistic. I am all about myself. And then I'm all about others.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah, well, I like that.
Swinging pendulum. Yeah, you have to be narcissistic. You have to own your own narcissism. If we weren't taking care of ourselves, we couldn't take care of anyone else. So I think self-care is really important to you. Do you know what I love about that? The fact that you said that straight off the bat. Do you know how many events you can do in the Juice Plus business around self-care? What about a real food facial, making facials out of food for an event? I've got a document with the...
Can anyone else hear her?
No.
No.
ingredients list with a 6-step facial, or you're using an event in your home and you link it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost you for a second.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, go up to the food facials.
Okay. So I've got a food facial flyer. It's got the recipes, it's got the shopping list, and it's got how to create the event. It's one of the most popular events here in Perth, and it sells Juice Plus big time. And the reason being is because it's eat yourself gorgeous. Like, put the stuff on your face that's food and eat the same food at the same time to give yourself an amazing complexion, but also take Juice Plus. Why not speed up the process, and then you can focus on the berry blend and do a berry blend facial. You know, and self-care can be about, you know, learn how to make poultices for tummy upsets and digestion, and you know, self-care could be body scrubs. Why not make a body scrub out of almond meal, coconut oil, and put the Juice Plus berry blend in there, and get people to bring a towel, go outside and scrub your bodies, and talk about why it's so important to look after yourself naturally inside and out. And Juice Plus is one of the things that I personally do. So if self-care is your first value, then you should be applying that to the Juice Plus business. Self-care can also be around smoothie workshops, around Juice Plus complete smoothie workshops, and what a self-care ritual looks like for you in the morning. Like, what about the 7 steps to wellness? Water, breath, sunlight, passion, purpose, whole food, Juice Plus, you know? You've got to link those values into the Juice Plus business to be successful. See, one of Norza's top values is, you know, health and well-being and food. So when she's a naturopath and she talks about her food journey, and she talks about her illness and recovering from that, and talks about her health and well-being journey, it's believable, and people just want to join the business and they want to buy the product. When she owns that story and she talks in her vulnerable state and connects to women, she'll be more powerful than she could ever imagine. Do you see?
Yep.
Sandy, you had self-care. What was the second one?
My second one was spirituality.
Yes, and the third one?
Health and well-being.
Okay, so you're really similar to your Sutton. Okay, so health and well-being, you're in the right business at the right time. So definitely do self-care workshops around health and well-being, how you can attain health and wellness through rituals around health, and make that an event.
Okay.
5 steps to wellness. Make it so simple, so basic. Wake up. What about something as simple as this, Sandy? You get 6 women in a room or 8 women in a room. You have a beautiful little dinner party. Or you have a morning breakfast where everyone comes to your place at 7 o'clock. You tell them to come on an empty stomach. You have 6 1-litre water bottles on the table, and they drink their 1 litre. Sit down, you introduce the event, you say, this is a morning ritual, we're going to do it together. They all have a litre of water each. You hang around for 15 minutes, let everyone go to the loo, because they're going to need to go to the loo. Do a little talk on rituals and well-being, and then all go for a walk as a group of women together. Get the sun on your face, breathe. Make sure they focus on their breath, maybe walk up a hill, come back down again, go back into the house and have smoothies that are prepared. Juice Plus complete smoothies that are prepared in the fridge, and then actually show them how to make a Juice Plus complete smoothie and give them a smoothie, and then talk about Juice Plus at the end. That is a ritual that you can do with them and show them, and that's something you could duplicate easily once a week, once a fortnight, once a month. What a beautiful event to do with a bunch of women. You could do evening rituals, you know, around beautiful how to plate up. Use that.
Take a recipe from there, make it, do a dinner party. Talk about nourishing the soul and plating up in the right way and taking your Juice Plus to add extra nutrients into the body. You know, so many things you can do to link into the business. You can, if you love personal development, Sandy, I know it wasn't one of yours, but it was spirituality. Why not? If it's spirituality, why not do meditation classes? Link up with, you know, whoever's in your town to do maybe yoga and meditation. Do a yoga under the stars event. Do a sunrise yoga class. Link it to Juice Plus. Talk about Juice Plus at the end for 15 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this, Nat. I think it's amazing. I think you've all given us really, I mean, I'm getting heaps out of this. I hope you guys are too, just in terms of instead of trying to do the business and duplicate the way that other people are doing the business, because obviously when you start, you know, you're kind of looking for a way to do the business. But I love that this is like, okay, what are our values? So let's do the business with the values, because that's when everything flows, and that's when the abundance will come, and that's when we'll love it, and that's when we'll continue to attract people that also want to do the business like that. It's great.
I love hosting dinner parties. I'd have 10 people here every week, once a week, no fail. That's just normal. When people are here in my space, I serve food with so much love. I love it. People know that, they can feel that. And then people say, Nat, you just love this. And I go, I do love it. Oh, I love that you love my food. And they go, what's this? What's in it? And I become the expert in my field. And they want to know, is this why you're so healthy? And I go, well, it is part of it, but really the simplest thing that I've done for 7 years is my Juice Plus. And people ask questions, and then I build relationships. I talk about it gently, and I build relationships. I do what I love to do every single day. And in flow, I find it easy to talk about what I do freely, because I'm not thinking about how to do it and what to do and then trying to get an outcome. What I'm doing is just living in my values, doing what I love, and it comes naturally to talk about Juice Plus. So when you understand your own values and you live in them, you can create anything in the Juice Plus business. Now, for those of you who put down personal development, if you love learning about things, make sure you're on a podcast, listening to Eric Warray, you're listening to something spiritual or something personal development-wise every single day, and you're growing your heart every day, because if you grow heart, you grow a team. The bigger your heart, the more you attract like-minded individuals into the space. When your heart is big, you've got room for more people. When your heart is not enriched and you're not living in your values, you attract no one because you're miserable. So that's one thing. But then also, this is where it gets really interesting. So I've got team members, if I can't see them shifting in months and months and months, and they're not moving in the team, usually I will sit down with them and say, when was the last time you felt joy? What was it that you were doing when you felt joy? And they'll tell me a story around what they felt. And I go, why don't we do more of that with you? Why don't we do more of that? You love surfing. Let's go surfing. And they'll be like, okay. So I'll go surfing with them, building a relationship with them. And I'll say, when we're surfing out on the boards up the back, I'll say to them, why don't we do a early morning 5 a.m. meditation? And then why don't we go out surfing, tell everyone to bring a board and go out surfing together. And then let's come in and enjoy a Juice Plus smoothie and talk about Juice Plus. And we create an event. So remember, when you've got team members, to talk to people in their values. What is important to them? What fills them up with love and light? What brings them joy? Like, if you don't care about people and you don't care enough to know everything about that person, how can you connect on a spiritual, emotional, personal development, educational, physical level? How can you connect with your team, and how can you connect with your customers if you know nothing about them? See, a lot of people walk into a gym, knock on the door, try to make an appointment, and talk about Juice Plus without building the relationship first. You know, one of the things that I would do if you're going into a gym is I'd walk in, I'd go, look, tell me about your gym. I want to know everything there is to know, because I think I might have something that can add value to your gym. But first of all, I want to know what type of gym this is, and what's the ethos and the methodology that you have for success. You know, when you're talking to your girlfriends, you say, how are you? What's been going on for you? How are the kids? You know, have you been well this winter? What's going on for you? Is there anything on the horizon? Are you traveling? And when they say, oh, I'm going to Alaska, you say, that's amazing. What's in Alaska? Talk to them about Alaska. Don't say, oh, you'll probably need money for that. I've got a business opportunity for you. You know? Don't say that. Ask them, why do you like Alaska? What lights them up about Alaska? Is it freedom? Do they want freedom? Do they want experience? Do they want joy? You know, do they want adventure? Experience and adventure is a very big category for a lot of people in New Zealand.
Mm.
If experience and adventure is a category, why not you as New Zealanders put together a day package or a weekend package with a sleepover to get everyone doing stuff that's adventurous, and then do some Juice Plus training for the team.
Great idea.
Mm.
Just don't invite me, because I'm not very good on a mountain bike. I'm like, I see at the bottom. So when we talk values, you've got to know who you are. You've got to live in those values and link them to the Juice Plus business.
Mm.
Then when you meet new team members and customers, you want to know so much about them so you can be solution orientated. Like, what sort of food do they eat, and what lights them up, and what brings them joy, and then provide information for them that will solve their problems. But build the relationship first. Don't be in a hurry to sign people up.
Mm.
You know what? I'd rather have a friend than a customer. I say that all the time to my teammates. I'd rather have a friend than a customer, because at the end of the day, if I've built the trust and the relationship first, when they go to cancel, they'll call me, they'll tell me why, they'll honour the relationship, and then I can talk them around. Or if they're a franchisee, I've built the relationship first, they'll open up to me, be vulnerable, and I can help shift them into a new space. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions? No questions?
No.
No, I don't think so.
So everyone knows exactly what they're doing from this point forward. Awesome. Everyone's going to be 100 Club by December.
I think you've given us lots of food for thought, Nat, which is just awesome. And yeah, we really appreciate your time in sharing, and especially sharing this. Like, you don't get this from anyone else.
No.
This sort of amazing stuff that, you know, it's why we're here. We're here to grow spiritually, and it's so easy to get into anything in life, be it a new business or a new relationship, or I don't know, you're looking for a new house, a new car, or whatever it is, and just be forgetting about ourselves and our values. So I know that when you when you invited me to do this process, when you came over to New Zealand, I mean, it's crazy. I've been in spirituality for 20 years, but have I ever done a values, like honestly sat down and had to rate it? No. So how did I know exactly what to focus on? And I love it that you combine the values into the business, so that when we are doing events, it's not like we're trying to copy someone. Like you go to all these things and you hear all these Zoom calls and you think, oh, shit, maybe we should do the business how they're doing it. You know, maybe I should run events like that person's doing it, or you know, and it's never going to fly because it's not who we are. But I love it that you're teaching us to be ourselves and the best version of ourselves, and then put our business model into that. So then it flows. We're not forcing anything, are we, guys, when we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, okay, so just between all of us, I can't do salad in a jar party. So don't give a shit about salad right now. I really care about education, personal development, and travel. So when I do events, I'm focused on real food leads to real change within the body. I'm focused on just talking about how whole food heals the body. That's all I have to say. I don't have to show people how to eat. I'm just teaching that, and I take people on a journey into personal development. You know, I say to them, look, the first step to wellness is just eating lots of fruits and vegetables, water, sunlight, breath. And once you do that, and one simple thing you can do is Juice Plus, and once you do that, you're going to have a body that is actually cellularly intelligent, and therefore you will have the best life. So I don't do salad in the jar parties, and I'm not going to start doing them, you know, because it's not who I am. I'm not doing lunch box ideas because I don't really want to hang out with little kids and mums. You know, I'll do events that suit my personality and what I love. Tracy loves skin parties. She does that many real food facial parties. It's not funny. She do 2 a week. She gets massive traction from that because she has the most beautiful skin and she knows it and she loves it. Noreen, you should really, really be doing your naturopathy talks. You need to be leading as an expert in your field. Ruth, you need to be doing things around exercise and food fit. Food fit. Teach people to eat and exercise collaboratively, not just be fit and not eat food, and not just eat food and not be fit. Food fit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ladies, if you love spirituality, do meditation, yoga under the stars events, and link it in with honoring the body spiritually, but honoring the body with what God created for us to eat in the first place. Boys, if you love business, do business. Talk about this business is a model that can create the life you love. Talk about business. If business is in your top value, say, look, if Donald Trump says network marketing is okay, then it should be okay for all of us. So the thing is, you've got to find a way to do it yourself. Don't mimic other people. If you try to pretend to be somebody else, it's exhausting. It's not authentic, and you'll never grow into your true leadership. It's kind of nice being the creator of your own events.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I tell you what, go and create some amazing events and have someone copy them, because I can tell you right now, it feels good when someone does that. It's like, oh, what a beautiful compliment that somebody wants to do that type of event. It's a beautiful compliment.
Yeah, it is.
But lead from the front, guys.
Well, Nat, thank you so much for taking the time out to share that awesome wisdom for us. Let's all give her a big round of applause.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Before we go, let's also have a quick share about a couple of online events that we're coming up. Hey, girls. So tomorrow night, I'm sure that Ruthie, you've printed out, and Helen, you'd have it too. The event we're doing tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. New Zealand time, which is going to be, I think it's going to be awesome. So what I've been saying to my team is, like, when you have got 4 health professionals on a Zoom call like this, literally talking about why they have chosen Juice Plus in their own health regime and why they choose it in their business. It is the absolute best backing that you can get for any potentials. And I mean, any friend, any family, anyone that you know is interested or has any issues with fertility, Dr. Tamara Hunt is going to be talking. Anyone that's interested in whole foods, Nat's going to be talking. Anyone that wants to hear anything from a health and naturopath perspective, I'm going to be talking. Anyone that you know that's interested in fitness, Ruth's going to be talking. I mean, that's pretty much every person I know has got at least one of those categories that's a part of their interest. So third-party validation for your business is so good. So for me, the way that I have started to build my business the best was when Nat was here and I could just bring people along. I didn't know what I was talking about then. You know, I was kind of lost. But it was like she was doing the talking. People were getting validated. I was getting validated by Nat talking about why I am doing Juice Plus. So please, 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 if you haven't done so already, make the effort to spend an hour on Facebook or on your, however you do business, phoning people face-to-face, Facebook, Box, or whatever it is. Privately message people that you know are going to get heaps out of this event, because I think it's going to be pretty awesome to have 4 of us on there. So that's on tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. And then us 3, Nat, Ruth and I, are also doing another online event called Food, Fit and Fabulous. Ruth, do you want to talk about that, darling?
Yeah, so that's just going to be what Nat was just chatting about earlier. Being food fit, you can't have one without the other. You know, it's all about health food, nutrition and exercise, and then both going hand in hand, really. So each of us will be chatting on that event as well. And Nat, you're going to talk about the whole food aspect side of things. I'm going to chat about the exercise part of things, and Noreen, you're going to chat about supplementing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't thought about it too much yet. But
Yep.
yeah, I'll let you guys go first, and I'll follow it up with something.
Yeah. So it's good, and we just thought that was a good one to start off the new year. We've chosen it for the first week of February because we were hoping to run it a couple of weeks earlier, but we just thought with, there'll probably be a lot of mums who will get online and listen to this, and just with school going back, mums being back into that routine, they'll be starting to think about getting fish and improving their nutrition. So we think the timing will be pretty good with that.
When is it, Ruth, again? It's the 4th of Feb, isn't it?
Thursday, the 4th of Feb, yeah.
Which at 7:30 p.m. again, isn't it?
7:30, yep.
We haven't, you haven't put anything up. Oh, no, you have. No, you haven't put anything up yet on the page. Hey, the franchisees page.
Not yet, no.
Good to let this event go, tomorrow night's event go first, and then build for
Yeah.
that. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what else have you got going on, darling?
And so on the 7th of Feb, we have a live stream event where 5 100 Club members from Canada, America and Australia will be speaking on how they built the business of Juice Plus by building relationships.
No, that's going to be great.
So these 5 women that are on the call is Courtney Jeanette O'Donnell, who's a super athlete and a mum of 5 children, and she looks like she's about 25. You've got Barbara Kunst, who is 70, who built 100 Club over 13 years, nice and slowly and gradually. You've got Sandy Ballou and Michelle Ball, who together built the business as single mums. And in 2 years, they went to 100 Club. It's phenomenal effort. And then you've got myself speaking about how we built the business here in Perth.
Awesome.
So it's going to be 20 minutes from each speaker. It's 8 a.m. Perth time, which is going to be 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on a Sunday, the 7th in New Zealand. So I will send you guys the flyer.
8 a.m. Perth time. Did you say 8 p.m. you mean?
8 a.m. Perth time.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
1 p.m. here.
Yeah, got
It's
you.
going to be 1 to 4 on Sunday for you guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's great.
That is going to be a phenomenal training for you guys to really see the vision of what's possible. And for anyone who's got limiting beliefs, you have to understand where these girls came from. They all came from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They all had nothing. They came into the business as just common, ordinary, normal people with no background, no skills, nothing. And they built their empire just because they learned how to build relationships.
Sounds great, Nat. Really cool.
Yeah.
So you did mention that the next fall we might be doing the daily method of operation. So can we make this a bit of an ongoing thing, or?
Sure. We've just, Emily and I have just spent the last couple of days creating an online, a double-page document on how to create your own personal daily method of operation.
Right.
So it's sectioned into 4 quadrants. It's got your self-care DMO, Sandy, you'll love it. It's got your personal development DMO, your Juice Plus Business DMO, and your event DMO.
Fantastic.
So you just put hours you can give to that each day, and you put what you're going to commit to, and you design your own daily method of operation. There's also a social media DMO, what to do on social media every day. It's got suggestions of what a DMO looks like for an excellent, so for a working franchisee that's successful.
That's just such a great idea, Nat. Like, that is awesome. Yeah. That's going to be just like gold for all of everybody that touches it. It's really great.
You have to thank Emily for doing it. Where are you, little schmoo? Are you there?
Legend. All right. So,
I love you guys.
Thank you so much, Nat. You're awesome. And thanks, everyone, for taking their time out to get on the call tonight. Hey, let's rock it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for coming on the call.
Thank you, Nat.
I recorded this call too, so if you want to share it with people, I will post it on something. I'm not sure how or when or why, but we'll do it.
Thank you.
Hey, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.